Okay, let's work out prices of items in a sale. So if we've got, say for example, a t-shirt, and the t-shirt is priced at £18, so it's £18, and the price has been reduced by 20% because there's a voucher. So you've received a voucher and you're able to use that voucher to purchase that t-shirt at a reduced price. Then this is what you need to do. You need to work out £18 equals 100%. So we know that £18 equals 100%. 10% equals £1.08, and 20% equals £3.20. So what we're doing here is we're dividing by 10. We're dividing both sides by 10. So we're dividing 100 by 10 and 18 by 10. So we're dividing, then we're multiplying 10% by 2 to get to 20%, and we're multiplying 1.8 by 10 to get 3.2. Now why we're doing this is we're finding 10%, and then from 10% we're working out 20. And we always start from 100%, and that's the key point. £18 equaled 100%. Now similarly, if we've got £200, an item for £200, or let's say we've got £200 and we earn an interest of 2%. Let's say we earn an interest of 2%. Then we follow a similar process. So we say, and let's say the question is asking us how much does she make in interest. So what does she make? So if we've got £200, if the lady has £200 and 2% is the interest earned, then £200, what would it equal? Do you remember? 200 would equal, that's right, 100%. So what would we work out next? 10%, okay. Then we would work out 1% and then 2%. So we divide by, what do we divide by? So we get £20. How do we get £20? How do we get £2? And how do we get £4? Do you remember? That's right, we divide by 10 to work out 10%, which is £20, and then we divide by 10 again to get 1%, and then do it times by 2. So we divide by 10, we divide by 10 again, and we times by 2. So we're gradually working out 2% by working out 10%, then 1%, and then because we know what 1% is, we can work out 2%. So she earns £4 of interest is earned, so earned interest of £4. So we always start with 100%, we move to 10%, we deliberately moved to 1%, and then we moved up to 2% because that was the question. He was asking us for 2%. I mean, you could go directly from 100% to 1% by dividing by 100, if that is possible as well, if you want to jump the steps and you were confident. And then from 1% you could work out 2%. Let's look at another example. If Molly buys paint, okay, let's say we have 30% off the original price. So we have 30% off the original price. If the original price was, let's say, £650, then that's 100%. 10% would be £65, so 10% would be £65. So what we're doing here is we're working out 10% to get to 30%. So we've done 10% divided by 10 is 10%, and we times it by 3. So it's 650 divided by 10, which is £65, and £65 times 3 is 60 times 65 times 3 is 195. So what we've done is we've deliberately worked out 100%, 10%, and then moved to 30%. So how we can work out £195 is just partition the numbers, and that helps as well. So we've just partitioned the numbers. Okay, so we move from 100% to 10% to 30%. Whatever you do on the right side, you have to do on the left side. So if we get to 10%, we have to divide on the other side by 10% as well. So if you've got £650 as the original price, if the original price was reduced by £195, then we subtract 650 from 195, so we've got 195 from 650, and we get 455. So we get £455. So the new price after the reduction is £455. So the price to pay for the holiday is £455. So if a holiday costs £650 and it was reduced by 30%, the reduction was £195, and the new price is £455. Okay, so let's say we have another question. And we have admissions. We have admissions at a theme park. So admissions at a theme park, and that costs £18. Now, if a child ticket is 60% of the adult price, so 60% of the adult price, what do you do? What do you do to work out the price of a child ticket? And if a question is asking you to work out 4 children plus 1 adult, then how do you work that out? So the cost of 1 adult is £18, but what about the cost of the 4 children? Well, the cost of the 4 children is, let's work out 60% of £18. So we know £18 equals 100%. Let's work out 10% of £18, and then let's work out 60% of £18. So 100% divided by 10 is 10%, and 18 divided by 10 is 1.8, and 1.8 times 6, because from 10% to 60% it's 6, and 1.8 times 6, because with whatever we do on the right side we have to do on the left side. So whatever we do on the right side we have to do on the left side. So 1.8 times 6 would be £10.80. So we just add the sums up, so we add the totals up. So we add £18 plus the total for the children's tickets, and we get the value.